I'm gonna get back to that story, Sonny. Just, just you listen to Boomer Great One. He's gonna tell you about how it was back in the olden days, back before fire, back when we walked uphill for everything. In fact, we didn't even have a concept of downhill because there was no downhill. Everything was uphill. We thought that was normal. We didn't even have a word for it because there was no alternative. It was uphill all the time. You just need to reach down and grab yourselves by your bootstraps and pull yourselves up, Sonny. Because when I was your age, I bought a house for $25,000. And I made that money on my paper route and bussing tables at the local cafe. And if I could do it, you can do it too. You just need to reach down and pull yourself up and just buckle up there, buckaroo. God, I hate boomers.
So I love the comments section. I do because I'm bored. I got what's going on in the world. What are people saying? I don't give a shit if you like the intro or not. I really don't. And depending on the mood, I might just ban you. Normally I'm for freedom of speech, but I smell a little autism in the air. Anyway, this is the last original that was bought and paid for. If you want to pay for original, you may. And this fell into my lap. This is beautiful because I know the Cigar Lounge, Anthony's Cigar Lounge over in Minneapolis. The article is from Cigar Aficionado. Minneapolis cigar shop faces 15-minute time limit for smoking cigars. Just, why are you, help me out. Minneapolis, Minnesota entrepreneurs in general, but Minneapolis, St. Paul entrepreneurs, or San Francisco. Why are you running a business? Why would you set up a business where the city council is essentially a bunch of Nazi Karens? I don't like smoking. I don't like, and of all the things, a cigar lounge, a cigar lounge. Well, you could have all the pot in the world, but the city, most of you aren't familiar with Minneapolis municipal politics, but I think they tried to ban or already have banned menthol cigarettes because it was discovered that black people were smoking. They like menthol cigarettes. And you can't treat black people like adults. They're little children that need constant supervision from Democrat, liberal, white women Karens in the city council. I say, well, that's bad. And we're going to ban it. It's like, will you let them fucking live? Like, if you asked all the menthol cigarette, all the black dudes smoking, men and the women too, there he is. He's just smoking his menthol cigarette, enjoying life as an American. He ain't married. Except you're married to Karen in the city council and you got this nagging wife in the form of a city council. You can't do that. So they banned menthol cigarettes. That's forget socialism on the economic front. Okay. I understand they all want your money, but they will, what's perhaps is the word pernicious. What's more pernicious or tyrannical or dictatorial or painful is how they're going to make life decisions for you. Big is beautiful and you can't smoke cigarettes and whiskey can only be served on Tuesdays. And I am confused how any aspiring businessman or woman thinks they're going to open up some kind of business venture in a city with these totalitarian Nazi-esque obscure, or well, that's the way. What, you're fine with pot, no doubt, but what's with cigars and tobacco? You're all for this, but you got a hate boner for that. It's up to the whims. Wait for another study to come out that says, oh, this thing bad, banning plastics in the straws, paper bags, that kind of thing. It is so the whims of leftist Karens, male or female, I'm using, of leftists in general, are so variable and unpredictable how do you even bother? Why? What are you doing setting up shop? And what I love about this is I've been to Anthony's Pipe and Cigar Lounge. Oh God, that's right. It's on Lake Street. They're right where the riots occurred. What do you do? What are you? If I recall, now this is a couple of years ago, I drove through Lake Street. Not Atham, look it up, but the riots started to the east of where Anthony's Cigar Lounge is, and Anthony's is in Uptown, where all the action is, or it was, till all the bars and restaurants shut down. And then the riots more or less spread along Lake Street, and the damage made it all the way to precious little Lake Calhoun. You guys don't know where this is where it was cool. All the cool kids went. This is where we went and got coffee and discussed socialism, but at a different zip code. You're so smart with our degree from McAllister. So the little haven, little trouble in utopia there. And I remember windows were boarded up a year after the thing. Buildings still burnt down. And St. Anthony's is on that main drag. Maybe they fixed it. I don't know if they suffered any damage. But I remember, and here's where, why so bad? Why so bad? I went to Anthony's, okay? I'm a full fucking grown adult. Right? I don't need antidepressants. I paid for everything, haven't collected a thing. I'm a homeowner, no debt, okay? An incredibly responsible male. And I go in, and I'm short. Well, not super short, but I'm 5'9". And you go into the humidor, that's where they keep the cigars, and I see my cigars up there, the one that I like, but I can't reach it. There's a little sliding step ladder. I'm like, okay. So I get up there, and not all Karens are female, just so you know. In comes some asshole. I don't know if he still works there. I don't know. What are you doing? Like, he was pissed. He very upset. And I'm like, what do you mean? What am I doing? You can't be on that. Is there a sign that says I can't be on that? Is there? It reminds me of, someday I'll mention it. I went in to buy some ammo, also Minnesota. And I had, I brought my guns in for a reason. And they were in a box. I had them in the case. And they had a clip in it, but they didn't have one chambered. I bring my gun into a gun store. Maybe I was trying to fit the ammo. I don't know. For some reason, I had to bring the gun in. Bring the gun into the gun store. It's in a case. And the guy behind the counter, also a guy. Also, not all Karens are women. And he freaked out. What's in the case? I'm like, a gun. Is it loaded? I'm like, yeah, I think so. There's a magazine. Oh, you need to take that out. Take that out. I'm like, buddy, I'm going to do something else with this gun if it is. So I'm like, okay. I take it out. Now take that out. I'm like, all right. Drop the clip. All right, show me the chamber. I open up the chamber. Okay, there's none in there. All right, now put it back in. And then he says, what can I help you with? I said, fuck you. And then everybody, if they weren't paying attention, because the guy was pretty low to begin with, if they weren't paying attention now they weren't. I think the owner came out. He's, what's going on? I'm like, this guy's attitude fucking sucks. Well, he had a gun in the case. It's like, where am I? Where the fuck? Oh, I'm in Minnesota, where all the men are a ball sack of Wonder Putzes. That's the shit I'm talking about. Some's in the water out there that turns all Minnesota men into pussies or fucking Nazi Karens. So anyway, I'm up on this thing. You got to come down from there. And I'm like, okay. And then they want to serve you. Well, which one did you want? I'm like, nah, I think I'm good. So my other buddy, black guy, by the way, my token black friend, just want to fit that in there. Not germane to the story. Just want to give you leftist a fucking finger. I'm sitting there just chatting with them, and half an hour goes by, and then you can see the guy hovering because like, well, he's not buying. He's loitering. Oh my god, he's sitting on the. And there's like, oh, are you going to get a cigar? I'm like, no, I'm not. Well, you can't be here if you're not going to smoke a cigar. Okay, fuck you. Bye. And so, since that was my experience at Anthony's Cigar Lounge years ago. Oh, you having a little trouble there, Anthony? I'm surprised you stay in business this long. Now, the owner, I'll read through it. I think the owner is immigrant as well, or maybe first-generation American. And I know Minnesotans, especially Minneapolis, oh my God, you're not white? Ha, 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 come on in. That's a deal with the devil. I don't know why you're playing on uneven ground. At the end of the day, they don't. If they don't like you, they don't like. Or it's not you. If they don't like the shit you're selling, you're not. They don't want you there. How are you still there? So I'm sympathetic, but I don't know. I dealt with this company. I'm like, oh, that's too bad. Maybe you should. Do you maybe want to? How could I put this? Maybe if you wore fake little funny mustaches and put in German, you will not step on the ladder. You will not fetch your own cigars. That is dangerous. Well, they will put you on the cap if you step on the ladder. You know, I'm just thinking maybe you have a flag. It's hear me out, like it's like a red rectangle with a circle and a funny looking cross that's black in the middle. Maybe you could play some Oompa music, have wiener dogs running around, teach your staff to do a funny kind of walk. You will smoke these cigars, but you will not fetch these cigars. That's the thing. Just normal fucking behavior. Like, yeah, I'm just gonna walk and grab, like you're in a candy store. Here you open up the jar and you grab a couple sticks of candy, you put the jar back. What are you doing? I'm grabbing the candy to buy it. What? You can't touch the candy. How about I shove this somewhere? Maybe up your fucking nostrils. And so I don't know. I can't get sympathy. I'm sympathetic towards the cigar industry, but you set up shop where the devil resides. And my experience is like, oh, okay. I guess no one's stepping up on that cigar ladder now, huh? A new law that was signed into May. It's law. Will prohibit more than 15 minutes of indoor smoking time at the city's sole cigar lounge. You can't smoke a cigar in 15 minutes, not even a short one, but a new law that was just signed into effect will limit cigar smokers in Minneapolis to a mere quarter of an hour when they smoke a cigar inside a cigar shop. All citizens of Minneapolis are the children of the city council. You just don't know it yet. In the past year, legislative battles have been continuously waged against and in favor of the premium cigar industry, despite victories at the federal, state, and local levels. Resistance to cigar smoking continues to persist across the country. A few weeks ago, Minneapolis joined the mix, passing a series of tobacco control measures, including you got nothing. You don't have bigger problems at the city, huh? Now, your downtown is dying. You have a huge vacancy rate. Crime. Oh, we got to fight the tobacconists. And then they would come on down to Minneapolis and buy yourself a sandwich. Why? Why should we? There's no vice. You got traffic and crime. Why the hell would we come down to Minneapolis? Including a new law that takes direct aim at a sole cigar lounge located within the city limits. Cigar smokers at Anthony's Pipe and Cigar Lounge will no longer be allowed to smoke an entire cigar. When the law goes into effect later this year, they'll only be allotted 15 minutes to enjoy a premium smoke, what the Minneapolis City Council refers to as sampling. Now, in fairness, I do believe Minneapolis passed a law before the tobacconists said, okay, well, we're not a lounge where it's a sampling. So that's how they got around it. And now Minneapolis is like, why do you waste your time with these games? Why? Now Minneapolis say, okay, well, if it's sampling and you only have 15 minutes to do it, like, who is the Karen with the burr up her hoo-ha? That's like, oh my God, you see what we did? Well, now we got to pass another law for one company. Now it's been decades, like 2. But I remember all these young, cool hipster Gen Xers, and they thought Minneapolis is so cool. We're so cultured. We're so edgy. Oh, yeah. You're so fucking edgy. You're more prudish than the fucking the Christian right was in the best days of the 80s. Passing the cigar smokers at Anthony's Pipe and Cigar Lounge will no longer be able to smoke an entire cigar. When the law goes into effect later this year, they will only be allotted 15 minutes to enjoy a premium smoke, and what the Minneapolis City Council refers to as sampling. May 1st, Minneapolis Mayor Jacob Fry signed an ordinance into law that includes various tobacco control measures, such as barring retailers from offering discounts or promotions on tobacco products, as well as price hikes on all tobacco-related goods, excluding vapes. Oh, the vapes. Tell me you're a douche canoe community without telling me you're a douche canoe. Vaping's cool, y'all. For the most part, premium cigars are spared from the new price hike, which, for example, mandate a single cigar sell for no less than $3.75. It's almost unheard of to find a handmade cigar with such a low price. Cigarettes, however, weren't so lucky, as the minimum price for a single pack was raised to $15. Have we beat the crap out of cigarette smoking enough? At the big impact show on cigars is the new prohibition on smoking indoors, regulating puffing to only 15 minutes, barely enough time to enjoy half a petite Corona. The concept of sampling is not new to the state of Minnesota. The Minnesota Clean Indoor Air Act has for years permitted customers or potential customers to smoke cigars in licensed indoor areas for the specific purpose of sampling tobacco products. However, as far as the state level is concerned, the line ends there. There's no time-based restriction on enjoying. You got to drink that drink quickly. You got to be in and out of here. Oh. Again, Minneapolis is the fat chick who thinks she's hot. The loud, obnoxious fat chick who's too good for any guy. Why you'd want to live there, let alone invest in this entity, is beyond me. However, as far as the state of it, there's no time-based thing. Anthony's Pipe and Cigar Lounge, using the state classification, has offered a lounge area for sampling cigars for several years, unless you step on the ladder. Don't step on that fucking ladder. It's like a trap. They put it there. Just zero to I'm about to punch you in your face. Like, the yelling. Not, excuse me, sir. I'm sorry. We didn't have the sign out there. Yeah, you can't step on the ladder. Oh, I'm sorry. What are you doing? Oh, I really try hard at anger management, man, but you're testing me. What? You can't get on the ladder. You know, the hospital is about 3 miles north of here. It's about 3 miles north of here. Last April, the Minneapolis licensing inspector stated the cigar shop had violated. It got a licensing inspector. God, get the. So if your wife ain't there in person, she's got somebody. She got spies. The fat chick who thinks she's hot with spies. Oh. Stated the cigar shop had violated city code of ordinances by providing seating for customers who were smoking. See? Okay, Minneapolis. All right. No. What are you fine? Hey, God, let me see something. Okay, Racket, Minnesota. Let's check in on the final restaurant closings and openings of 2023. Now open 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh! Wait, was that opening or closing? So twice the amount of a very quick superficial survey here. Twice the number of restaurants closed than open in the Twin Cities. Italian eatery. South Minneapolis, Undito close. Ramen Shoten closing, but a new ramen spot, staff meeting, Heart Cafe serves vegan, announced Instagram's cafe will close. I want to know how. I've never heard of any of these, so that means they're not over 10 years old. Closing. Collective Pizza shut down abruptly. First opened in 2004. Memento. Oh, that was Pazzaluna's place, huh? Closed. Coconut Whisk Cafe. Gluten-free, vegan and gluten-free cafe. Closed. Pakukenhoos. Oh, no. St. Louis Park. Closed. McCoy Public House. 2003. Closed. Magnolias. Don't know where that one. Hell's Cafe. Closed. Wow. It's just an article about them closing. Who wants to hang out with the loud, fat, ugly chick that has spies? Anyone want to hang out with her? Why don't you want to marry her? You should commit. You should cash out your life savings and invest in a business with this loud, obnoxious, what's the word I'm looking for? Willy-nilly, unpredictable, fat, unattractive woman. Anthony's challenged the ruling, and it seemed the issue was resolved until late 2023 when the city council decided to fight again and informed Anthony's of its intention to amend the ordinances. Always changing the rules, huh? This April, Minneapolis City Councilwoman Latricia Vitale, who authored the ordinance. Of course, Latricia Vitale. Okay, maybe not a liberal white woman, maybe not a Karen. Let's take a look at her. Latricia Vitale. Yeah. She looks Karen-y. Yeah, she's Karen-y. Yep, North Side. Lady, you're on the north. The north side is the poor part of Minneapolis. You got bigger problems than a cigar lounge in Uptown, but she got to be in her bonnet. Filed a motion to amend the bill and include stringent sampling regulations. As part of this amendment, which was later added to the bill and passed unanimously, customers can spend a maximum of 15 minutes during a single visit or a maximum of 15 minutes during a 60-minute period when sampling a cigar. These rules, the rules you got to come up to regulate human behavior. Oh my God. Plus, any tobacco sample must be purchased on site. I mean, you can't bring a cigar to the shop and smoke it. It's not look, just leave. Leave and take your jobs with you and have one less thing that would add culture or choice or selection or enjoyment. I know it's a vice. It's not healthy for you, but neither's drinking. All right. Just leave. If Minneapolis doesn't want you there, leave. Plenty of people in the suburbs who enjoy a good cigar. But, hey, if you do go Anthony's Pipe and Tobacco Lounge, if you do go to the suburbs, you make sure no one steps on that fucking ladder, all right? Holy shit. Just to have like a tile on the floor that's difficult, and then they step on the blue tile. Someone's standing. What are you doing? What am I doing? You're standing on the blue tile, man. Like when I leave, like do they say, oh God, that guy stepped on the blue tile. He stepped on the ladder. He had a gun in his case. Oh, it's not exactly clear how this new sampling regulation will be enforced on a day-to-day basis, though monetary penalties and license restrictions or revocation are possible if license holders proves to violate these new standards. Dude, it's typical. You know what else? I don't know why I didn't see this before. It is typical passive-aggressive, cowardly Minnesota nice. Instead of just saying, we don't want you here, close your fucking shop down. We're banning it. Well, we're going to make all these rules. No, you can do it. The only way I can, now it's Minnesota wide. The only way I can think that there are viable business concerns in that state, let alone the city, is you are the most obedient, goody little two shoes, Minnesota nice 4.0 teachers type of pets who just obey every little rule. Oh, what a nightmare community to live in. It basically compels a cigar smoker to act like a cigarette smoker, says Glenn Loop, the Premium Cigar Association Director of State Advocacy. John Sperry, the attorney representing Anthony, agrees. In his view, the ordinance enacted by City Council is, among other things, premised upon the misconception that cigarettes and premium cigars pose the same health risks as smokers. Vitaw's original motion was even tougher and included a measure that would prohibit establishments from providing any type of seating for cigar smoking customers, a stipulation that ultimately didn't make. Lady, you got people murdering themselves in your district, and you're worried about whether people sit down and have a cigar. Stipulation that ultimately didn't make it into the amended version of the bill. Sperry, the attorneys representing Anthony, says the city, you're going to spend more money on this shit than just moving. Move. Go find a cheap place to rent. Have a good old Amish barn raising. Have everyone go in there, fix it all up, and there's your cigar lounge. Men don't need fancy shit. We don't. One of my favorite cigar lounges was kind of a dump, a nice, well lived in dump. Oh, it's great. Then they tore that down for housing. Spare the attorney. It says the city council originally envisioned an absolute ban on sampling altogether. They're trying to create a one-size-fits-all basket of regulations. Price effective name. New law. Updated loan. Current owner purchased a cigar shop in 2016. Oh, okay. Now, in defense, 8 years ago, that maybe it's a different owner, but that's about the time. Okay. All right. That may, I think it still was the same because that was after 2016, I believe, but maybe not. I don't know. That's close. In defense, it may not be the same guy. But look out. One of you might have hired his previous associate, the stepladder Nazi. He's out there. That stepladder Nazi's out there somewhere. In the years since, the cigar lounge has been fully operational while adhering to the state sampling policies, the latter of which have now been superseded by the city council. As harsh as the new sampling measures it may have been, Sperry believes the new sampling ordinance is viewed as accommodating by the city council due to stipulation. Hadi Amurad left, owner of Anthony's Picture, with his attorney John Sperry. Dude, Sperry looks dope. That guy, look at that guy. I mean, they're both kind of cool looking, but the lawyer looks dapper as hell. To adopt, enforce more stringent measures, blah blah. Well, I wish you guys the best. I'd get out of there. What? 2016. It wasn't like it wasn't known that the Minneapolis City Council and the community in general was anti-business, anti-capitalist, anti-profit. That's the other thing. Is okay. Usually, if you're going to have a cigar lounge, there's going to be some cultured upper middle income, higher income type of people. Why? That doesn't square with me. Why would you have a cigar lounge in Minneapolis? It's always been grunge, like a really cold Seattle with some sun. There's not. Yeah, there was cigar lounges, but they were all off in the burbs. Most of them, anyway. The one in St. Paul Golden Leaf, that got shut down. I think the guy wasn't paying the sales tax or something. It wasn't just the evil city council came in and shut them down. There was some other thing going on. In other words, the business environment is so hostile, including the community, towards cigar smoking. Why? That's the other thing. You got to pay for parking. Hey, you want to hang out where they're burning down building? Go right ahead. All right. Let me show you guys something. So far, the South Dakota internet has been real good. Let me show you something I got when the South Dakota internet goes down. There you go. So I haven't had to be able to use that yet. Maybe they improved it. All right, let's go to the super chats. Then Cappy's got a day of the gym and to video games. My truth, $2. Laugh out loud. We knew you'd come crawling back. No, this someone already paid for this. Ass bucket, $2. Minneapolis law raising cigarette prices is $15 a pack. Won't solve the problems. Judd Grover, $2. Karma actually happened. Sweet. Enjoy your vacation. Yeah, but now that 2016 was right at it. It could have been that year itself. Because it's been a while since I've been there. But yeah, I don't yell at me when I'm doing logical common sense things. Don't swear to God. There's some people out there, man. See, yeah, you're peeing on their wall. Then you have the right to say, come in, what the fuck are you doing? Then you have the right to be agitated. But somebody's on a stepladder in a humidor, which are common, by the way, because you take advantage of it, and you yell at them. Your first thing is to yell. Oh. What are you doing with a gun in a case in a gun store? That one took the cake. That one just, because you're in a gun store, you think, okay, they're going to be conservative or at least pro-gun, and they know that you carry guns in gun cases. You know, and sometimes, especially if you carry concealed state, there would be a magazine of ammo in there. Now, I don't chamber one, but that's a choice. Is it loaded? Yeah, it's loaded. What? Oh, God. I have a buddy who's very much into guns. I'm not all that into guns. I have some practical guns for most uses because they're expensive. But I got a guy who's like, he works on them, tweaks them. He calls them safety bunnies. And usually it's like the rules guy in Dungeons and Dragons, the fat guy drinking the Mountain Dew, and not the little one like the twofer. Well, actually, and it's always some fat guy. You know, you're not supposed to leave your case there. Oh, dude, fuck off, man. I swear to God, fuck off. And he wasn't a fat guy. I was confused as much as I was riled up. Michael M, $5. There's no amount of government that's too much for leftists. You're right. It's total and complete control. They don't know when to stop. I've talked about this before. There's an optimal level of government, right? There's an optimal level of laws. If you don't have enough laws, well, you got anarchy and people aren't following, you don't have a functional society. You have too many laws, it becomes stifling. And the left, and I've talked about this before, you say, why are leftists making, generally, not always, but generally, why are leftists making these unnecessary laws? What else do they have to do? They can't come there and do nothing. They have to do something. I want to change the world. I want to lead. And so they absolutely put their ego and their own little crusade ahead of what's best for society. And that's why they just can't sit and do nothing. In the ideal world, you'd have it like Texas, where the legislature meets only once every 2 years. Okay, we got some rules, we got some laws. All right, good. Now just leave it the fuck alone. We'll reconvene in 2 years, tweak it a little bit. But a really good platform would be to come in and eliminate a shit ton of stupid rules and laws. Or say, all right, all these rules and laws are negated and we're replacing with this one simple rule and law to follow. But here, perfectly, this Vata gal, I guarantee you, a completely worthless human being. If we looked at her resume, it's school, nonprofit, bitch and whine, complain, need more money, never got off her fat, lazy ass and worked a job. Ignores, she's a North representative in the North District. Completely ignores all the crime and everyone shooting each other in her district. Oh my God, there's some people having cigars. Lady, you sure you don't want to live out in Wayzata with the other Karens? Nitpick what the paint isn't clear enough on the sidewalk. Colin, $2. I seem to recall My Body, My Choice. Yeah, well, not when Karen's got to get in the way. A Pringles can with veins, $5 starting. my world tour in August, Japan, Thailand, Ireland, and Germany, and then home. Just stop spending in the States and go abroad. Too many whales here. Sarku, the 5-headed lord of worms, $2. Buy a 7-pack on the reservation, sell for $12 on the street. Yeah. Well, there was which is without its risk. There was that guy. He was selling illegal, more or less doing the same thing. He bought cigarettes in one state, one area on the cheap, went to New York City to sell them. Well, that's illegal in New York City. A stupid rule. Ended up costing him his life. Now, his life choices contributed to that. He was an overweight, larger black dude, and he was selling cigarettes on the street. Cops arrested him, and because of the agitation and all that, kind of like George Floyd, where the guy was on meth or something like that, heart gave out, and the guy passed away. Oh my God, cop slaying. No, fat, obese motherfucker violating, admittedly, a stupid law that shouldn't exist in the first place. I would say that's, a true victim of tragic circumstances. But yeah, there's going to be, Sarku, you pointed out, so yeah, it's going to create an underground economy. All you have to do is go across the street to whatever of the many different towns that surround the area, or go down, right, the reservations, a couple reservations. You go down to the casino, go buy, load up, start selling them on the street. And then good old Karen's going to come in. And the cops, they hate that they voted 48 to 52. It was that close. You're going to get rid of the cops in Minneapolis. She's going to complain and whine about the cop. We need you to enforce it, but don't you enforce it. Maybe, or you could just leave Minneapolis. Fuck you people. Fuck you fucking psychotic people. Sarku, 5-headed lord of worms, $2. TCs are beautiful. The people in the Twin Cities are beautiful. The people. Well, that could be said of most cities, can it? Like Philadelphia has beautiful architecture. San Francisco has incredibly beautiful architecture. It's just that the people that built it and used to work down there, they ain't no more. They're dead, built long ago, or retired. And you just let the street shitters and the bedwetters in, otherwise known as Democrats. Detroit, I'm sure, had some beautiful buildings too. Probably still do. But I don't, architecture is one thing. I'll challenge you on that. St. Paul is beautiful. Minneapolis, too modern. Not that pretty. It's not ugly. I've seen worse, but this is. All right, there you guys go. Linked to everything below because I am on vacation. This was the last one. What the hell do I got linked? There's the courses offered through Teachable, Achieving Financial Excellence, How to Stop Being Lazy, and The Dad You Never Had. Everyone in Minneapolis could take it, but you know better. You're doing well in your shit and squalor. Enjoy your 10 cities. There is the links to all my books. Also generally financially related. It would improve your financial situation, but that would require work and reading and making changes in life. Just sit there and bitch and whine and ask for more of other people's money. Again, no one in Minnesota should be reading my books. Nobody. No one in Minnesota. It's going to be a waste of your time and money. I'm just going to save you time and money. Don't worry. Your leaders know exactly what they're doing. Someday your socialist utopia of free shit and everyone's driving a Corvette will happen. It's just those evil Republicans in the Senate and Ronald Reagan holding you back. Subscribe star if you want to binge on the Road Trip podcast, which is behind a paywall of an incredibly high price of $2 a month. That's linked below. And then the Amazon affiliate link to do all your Amazon shopping there. There you guys go. Have fun. See you guys later. Toodles.